guys, what's going on? Welcome to the current week 12. You might be wondering why I'm all dressed up, which is, very different from usual. But I'm dressed up, guys, because today was opening night for the theater. We're doing Mary Poppins. If you guys don't know, go check it out. Tomorrow we're going to be doing it, or today we're going to be doing it tonight at 7 o'clock, tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and Sunday at 3 o'clock at Bicentennial Park Theater in Joliet. So if you guys want to come check that out, Providence students get in free, and I want to say the other tickets are like $10, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but that's why I'm all dressed up. I came home at like 10:45 yesterday and just kind of started filming this stuff and starting working on this stuff just because my schedule's been packed. But even with this packed schedule, we still got a lot of cool stuff for you this week, and we're going to start it off with a little bit of a different thing. We couldn't get Richie because he had a doctor's appointment. He's got some leg problems, so he had to go into a doctor's appointment before when we were going to record. So we managed to get Aiden, who you've seen before, and Ryan Cole, who you've also seen before. And they've gone and talked about some really up-to-date, really cool topics that I think you guys would find really interesting. So let's check that out.
Alright, so here we are, another episode of The Current. And what's the first topic we got today?
Sorry, okay. Well, big headline right now. Trump Clinton sweep to victory in New York. We got nice headline right here. The old school newspaper action, right?
Another big W for Trump.
Big.
Looking good.
Big old fat W
Huge.
for Trump. Huge. I mean,
Huge.
he's sweeping the country. He's everything. He is tomorrow.
Here's the thing, that's becoming big news too, though. Do you think if it goes to like a convention thing or whatever, do you think they're not going to give it to him or something, even though he's like has all the votes?
It's up in the air. The Republican Party's really
crazy.
They're really suffering right now. They're even talking. They might just throw a little gratia to slide one in at the last second.
Might slide it in at the
last
just
second.
throw it for sure.
Because Trump, he's a big radical on one side.
That's gonna be crazy.
Moderates don't like him, and Ted Cruz, they think he's a flake. And I mean, there's those theories surfacing. They think
the Zodiac Killer.
The Zodiac Killer theory. When Ted Cruz, though he was 2 years old in the summer of 1969 when the Zodiac started his rampage.
Yeah.
There's been some solid proof that the Zodiac Killer could possibly be Ted Cruz.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean that's the thing. Like if he doesn't get it though, if Trump doesn't get the spot, we're definitely gonna be protesting. We're gonna be talking about it. It's gonna be a huge deal. So.
Local high school, Victor J. Andrew High School, about 20 minutes in that direction east. There's a bit of a jump scare in the whole school. Kids supposedly brought a gun on the premises. They believe it was in a case. Others said that he had the gun physically with them. I don't know. They were on a tight lockdown for a long time. Lots of people here getting texts from friends, girlfriends, wives, children, letting them know about the situation, updating it as it was happening in real time. It's a beauty of the 21st century. But one thing about the 21st century, I mean, in the wake of this Columbine today, 420 is the anniversary of Columbine. It's sad stuff.
I mean, it's a serious situation. I mean, that's crazy just to think about, going through that situation, even just the scares, it's unbelievable.
We were talking about this at lunch. I mean, there's some kids, when they went to lockdown, they said it was not a drill. Some kids just fled the premises. They were right by the doors. They just left school. So if you're in this situation,
I think I would run.
Yeah, you think you would run? We're kind of in a weird spot. We were saying, because we only got 3 hallways, you just have a 1/3 chance that the guy is going to get you. So, I mean, the odds are in your favor. I think you can just make a break for it.
Yeah, I definitely would be gone. I don't like the idea of just like staying huddled somewhere with not an opportunity to get out of there. That's
they really pack us in like a tight camp. If anything, it just makes it easier.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. So I don't know. It would be a crazy situation, a scary situation. So yeah.
So another thing we got Hillary too. She got the big W too, but no, we got Harriet Tubman possibly on the bid for getting the $20 bill picture. Now,
crazy.
I personally don't use $20 bills. I'm against them. I think they.
Really, are you all about $100 bills?
It's all about hundreds or fives for me. Anything between is just you're a bitch. So I mean, we got Andrew Jackson is the face of the $20 bill. They want to replace it with the first free runner, the woman who helped thousands to freedom during the Civil War, the antebellum South, Harriet Tubman. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Jenny? You're trying to integrate it more. We have there's very little black representation in our money. I mean,
to be honest, I literally don't care at all because I just care about having money. So to me, it doesn't really matter whose face is on it as long as it's in my pocket.
That's true. That's a good point. I mean, I am seeing this, and
except for Abe Lincoln, I'm a fan of Abe.
There is no color. There are no colored people in this, but if they're going to put Harriet Tubman, I think by that extension, they're gonna have to put like maybe Fidel Castro on like the 50 because we don't have. And I mean, we don't.
Donald Trump, you may as well, even though he's not president yet, they may as well just switch that over to like a.
Donald Trump, I don't even think he uses real money. He may just have to like mint $1 million bill and put his
$1 million bill. Yeah,
that'd be the most important because then he only needs to carry like 10 of those around in his pocket.
Right. You're right. Absolutely right.
In Denver, Colorado today, it's National Weed Smokers Day. There's a rally in Colorado with at least over 20,000 people gathered. Last year, they're expected to increase that number even tenfold.
Colorado wins.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's good. But there's a lot of stuff going up in the air over there. So if you're gonna be partaking in the holiday, I was just gonna say that drive safe, eat safe, and don't let your mind wander.
Yeah, absolutely.
Disclaimer: the current does not condone the use or sale of illegal drugs. Please do not tell our parents that we talked about weed on the show. It was only a joke. Please be responsible.
Don't do that.
If you're smoking the devil's lettuce, then you're really gonna pay. You're gonna pay in the afterlife.
You will pay.
I pity your soul.
It all comes back around for you.
Cool, guys. So I want to know down below what you guys think about Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill and what you guys think about Ted Cruz and all that stuff that everything that they talked about. Go put your little 2 cents in down below. Tell me what you guys think about all that stuff, and if you agree with what Ryan and Aiden said, or if you don't agree with what they said, or if you thought that what they said was completely idiotic and moronic and didn't make any sense. Whatever you feel, it's just whatever you kind of want to post. Next, we're going to go into something which is a lot different, guys, and I'm really actually excited for this. You guys probably can't, it's hard for me to tell you how excited I am, because this is so much different than who she is. Cailyn has come back this week, but she's not doing her normal speed art. She actually managed to get in front of this camera today and put together an amazing video talking about tattoos, which is a really, really cool thing. I know a lot of people are really into tattoos, so let's just see what Cailyn has to say about tattoos. Very informational.
Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be going over the style of tattoos. If you're interested in getting a tattoo, I know a lot of people that are turning 18 soon or have turned 18 and they feel like they want to get a tattoo. So this is supposed to help you guys out, and help you guys start to research about what you want and get familiar with what you think that you would like. So yeah. So we're going to start with American traditional tattoos, which are usually knives, there's roses, there's military themes, stars, and also pinup girls. They usually have thick black lines and then a smaller color palette. You'll see the difference in styles later. Then there's something called neo-traditional, which is like American traditional, but it's still split shaded, and then there's bold lines, but the palette is a little bigger than American traditional. The usual subject matter is skulls, banners, knives, roses, still the same kind of conventions that American traditional has, but more detail and more shading. Okay, then after neo-traditional is new school, which is more exaggerated, like cartoony, figures, where they're usually animals, and they're colorful, but they're realistically shaded, and they're like kind of wacky, After that is realism, which could be portraits. Portraiture is actually another style, but realism, it's like, it could be a realistic animal, like a snail or a lion, or it's trying to get as close to the photo as possible. After realism, there's surrealism, which is influenced by Salvador Dali, he's the man that painted Persistence of Time? I think that's what it's called. But yeah, it's the one with the melting clocks, and then he has the painting with the mantle and then the train coming out of the fireplace. Yeah, that's surrealism. It's supposed to make a realistic image of something that can't possibly exist. But it's like, kind of like a dream, like imaginative, kind of realistic. Next is traditional Japanese, which is, I'm sure you guys would know it if you've seen it. It's also called irizumi, Yeah. There's lots of dragons, there's like warriors, like with heavily detailed armor and like horses, and a good Japanese style image that you could reference is the Wave of Kanagawa, that includes, you know, the big wave. Yeah. It's the wave. So then after that is portraiture, which I already mentioned. Could be black and gray, it could be in color. It really depends on what you want. A lot of people get loved ones, or like, I don't know, people that they really like, I guess. You have to really like someone to get their face on your body. Okay, there's others like illustrative, which is kind of like new school, except not as exaggerated. It's kind of like storybook, you know, illustration. Then there's biomechanical, which has a lot of gears, and sometimes you could see like people have like gears stuck in their skin, you know. There's like skin flaps hanging out in the tattoo. Then there's color horror, which consists of having a horror subject like Frankenstein or something tattooed but in color. And then there's also black and gray color. I've seen a lot of cool Frankensteins in black and gray. And then there's lettering, which is kind of self-explanatory. It's like the fonts, and then, you know. Next there's Polynesian, which is kind of like tribal, I guess you could call it. It's where there's like big patterns, like geometric kind of patterns wrapped around like parts of your body. Yeah, that's cool. And then there's also black work, which is like, there's lots of really precise lines. And, you know, if you've ever seen a mandala, where like, you know, flower in a circle, that would be considered black work. Something with a lot of outline detail. Next is watercolor, which is kind of the opposite. It has no outline and it's mainly color. I've seen black watercolor tattoos, however there aren't that many, I guess. Yeah, there's no outline. It's very like free form, like flowing. I've seen water or flowers or like birds. Then there's sketch work, which is supposed to look like a person just like sketched it on you. There's like outlines in weird places. Not weird places, but you know, like if you're sketching something out, there's like extra lines, you know. Yeah. Great description. Yeah, there's also stippling and dot work, which is a way of shading it, I guess. That's where they use black dots in order to fade from dark to light. The term stippling is used a lot in art class. Next, there's tons of tattoo styles. There's trash polka, there's geometric, neo-Japanese, which would be like traditional Japanese, except I want to say like more color, less of the old-timey Japanese work. Oh. Okay, things to keep in mind when you get a tattoo. Tattoos are forever. So if you're young and you're dating someone and you think that you want their name on your body, give it some time. Some good ideas for like young tattooers. I've heard a lot of people get quotes or something that has like emotional value, because you don't want to get something that's like that you'll like hate, obviously. Also, I would keep in mind, look for what hurts the most. Does that make sense? I've heard the closer to the bone it is, the more painful it's going to be, like on your ribs or on your spine. Also on your elbow. Also, there's, depending on the size, you have to think of price. Like, price depends on the size, the amount of color, the amount of time it takes. So if you don't want to spend that much money on something, think of a more simple design. Something that can get whatever point you're trying to get across nice and simple. And something that doesn't take like 6 hours. Yeah, that's all I can think of, really. I hope that if you do think about getting a tattoo, this helped. And it made you want to research it, because it's interesting, the different art styles. So yeah, get the tattoo that you really think is worth your time. Be confident in your choice. And ask other people if they like it or not. In the end, you can get whatever you want. So good luck.
Okay guys, so as you can see, Cailyn put together an amazing video about tattoos. I love all the stuff she taught. I didn't know that there's different types and all that stuff. I was just picturing, the armbands and all that stuff on your shoulders and all that. But there's just so much more to it, so much more in-depth artistic stuff to it. It's amazing. I like tattoos. I don't like the big sleeves, but I'd probably get one. I want to get one on my back, somewhere like that. Comment down below as well, along with your little comments about Ryan and all them, the current events. Comment if you were going to get a tattoo, where would you get it, what would you get? I'll tell you right now, I want to get either a Celtic cross on my back shoulder or like a crown of thorns on my bicep, something like that. Who knows if I'll get it. That's just kind of, everyone always says they want something and they never end up going to get something, especially like that, being so permanent and all that. But that's kind of my own thing on that. Those are the two that I would like. Probably no more than that, just because after it starts getting a lot, I feel like it's too much, and that's just too much to live with permanently for the rest of your life. That's just my opinion. Obviously, you guys don't have to agree with that. Some people really like those tattoos. I've seen some people that look really cool with the full arm done and both arms done and all that stuff, and it looks cool. That's just not me. It's not something that I would do. But I'm really interested to see what you guys would think, and please comment all that stuff down below. I'm not going to have a segment this week, which seems to be a trend. I am very sorry about that, but next week I'm definitely going to have a segment, because I will have a lot more time next week, because theater will be over, and I'm just going to have all this free time on my hands that I'm not going to know what to do with. So I'm going to put together my own segment next week, and it's going to be a really fun one, and I hope you guys enjoy it. But until then, guys, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next week.